Hey there, it's Emma Lockhart, and I'm on the Board of Directors for the Nebraska Association for Translators and Interpreters. This is one of our first videos that we're doing so you can get to know the Board of Directors, and today we have our president with us. So Karina, if you'll start by telling us your name, your current job or jobs, what languages you work in, do you work mostly as an interpreter or translator, or both?
Hi guys, so my name's Karina Ruiz-Vargas, and I'm a Spanish interpreter at Bluestem Health, specifically at the Health 360 location in Lincoln, Nebraska. And I mostly do interpreting. I do translating as well, but mostly just interpreting.
Okay, great. And so can you tell us when you joined the NATI board and why you joined the NATI board?
I joined back in 2016, and initially I had gone to one of the annual conferences and I was really interested after going to a lot of the workshops. So it really drew me in, and growing up as someone who needed an interpreter for my mom, I kind of already was doing that job part of the time. So it was something that kind of came easily for me. And I was able to just kind of move in and say, hey, I want to be part of the board. And then I was nominated by Edie Cruz, who used to be a board member. So that helped a lot. She encouraged me to follow this path, and so far I'm really content with it.
Great. And so how long have you been working as an interpreter?
As an interpreter, I've been working at Bluestem Health for, it'll be 5 years in February. And before that, I was doing interpreting and translating at other jobs, but it was never my job description. So from the time, from the time that I was working when I was 16, 17, I was already doing that with bilingual customer service, that type of thing. And then I did some health surveys over the phone, and I used to do those in both Spanish and English. And then I used to help translate for those surveys, so through the CDC and DHHS and all that.
Wow, that's awesome. And so why did you become an interpreter or translator? Or was it those jobs working in a bilingual position that you kind of got to thinking like, oh, I should actually be an interpreter?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it kind of has always been a part of me. Since my mom always needed it from when I was a kid, I was always wondering, I wonder how you say this word in Spanish. I wonder how you say it in English. So it was always that searching for words and always being curious to know more and gain that knowledge that I need in order to be a better interpreter and translator. So it's just always been something that I've been interested in. I just didn't know it was necessarily like a career path until I was old enough to see that that was a job that was available. I took the opportunity, and I'm really happy with it. I mean, it's something that I love. It's a way to help people, and I love taking away one more barrier for someone who needs help.
That's beautiful. I like that. So what do you think is the biggest lesson you've learned so far in your career as an interpreter or translator?
That's a difficult question, but I think always be humble and know that you don't know everything. Know that there's always room for learning more, and I mean, keep your opportunities open as well, because interpreting and translating doesn't have to be your only job, but you can always incorporate it into whatever else you're doing, which has also been something I've done with nonprofit boards that I've joined and things like that. So I kind of still get to do that even as part of my interest within other interests that I have. So
awesome. And so do you have a funny story or your favorite moment in your career as an interpreter?
Well, it's kind of embarrassing, but like I said,
I'm sure we all have an embarrassing story.
Right? So like I said, you have to stay humble and understand that you can't do all of it. You have some superpower, but it's not all the time that it goes perfectly. So what a lot of people don't understand is that after a certain time, your brain kind of turns into mush after interpreting for so long. So sometimes I would be in these sessions with patients, and it would be, 1 to 2 hours. So I would be so drained. And so one time I had one of those sessions, and then I went to be with one of the doctors for another session, and he was asking me to ask a question. Well, I asked him the question in English, so the same language. And he was looking at me so confused, and I was like, what is he not understanding here? And then I realized I was just so fatigued with all the brain power I had used previously. And so then I apologized and moved on, but it was really hard to get through that just simple appointment. It was just an intake type of thing. And so just things to keep in mind, that you do have a certain point where you have to stop yourself and say, okay, I need to take a break, maybe regain some of that and the energy in your brain, and then keep going.
Yeah, so knowing your limits for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So do you have any, besides knowing your limits, do you have any advice for someone that's wanting to become an interpreter, translator, or currently working in the field that you think, like something you wish you knew when you started that you want to share with others?
I've learned a lot from the past board members and even current board members. I love that part about being on the board, is I get to learn more. Each conference I get to learn more. So always be organized. That's one thing I've learned. But also keep your eyes open for opportunities to network. I know that Marcia Conroy, who was the past NATI president, who has now passed, had actually taught me so much about that. And I wish I had that. It was like a gift. She could talk to anyone and make friends anywhere. And it was amazing. And I wish I had that. So that's something I keep on working on. But I do think that it's something that is very helpful in this career field, where you have to know where to go, you have to know people, and you have to keep your eyes open for what opportunities are there, because sometimes they're right in front of you. You just have to look for them.
Great advice. All right, well, that's all the questions we have. Thank you for your time. And anyone who's looking to join NATI, or if you want to be on the NATI board, we do have some vacancies on the board this currently. I think we have 2 vacancies, Karina, does that sound right?
Yeah.
And then for a NATI membership, if you don't want to be on the board, but you just want to join the association, there's an individual membership for $35 a year. If you have questions about the benefits of that membership, you can reach out to us. We also have a video on our website that you can watch and find out more about NATI. You can always reach us too by sending an email to info@natihq.org, and we'll get to your question, your email, as soon as we can. It is a volunteer basis. It's not a full-time job, but we try to manage those emails and questions, Facebook messages, and be in touch with everyone who needs NATI's services. So that's all we have today. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.